It's about that time of day again, folks. Welcome back to Nightly Newsletter, boys and girls. Joseph James here. Wednesday evening, August 12th, 2015. Are we having fun yet? I mean, come on. If it's like this the rest of the year, this is supposed to be summertime trading, incredible volatility, incredible trading opportunities. We nailed the plan for today. Pretty much every market reacting just as we expected today. Hope you guys had a great Wednesday as well. Had to trade around inventories today. I know. But boy, oh boy, do we have a jam-packed newsletter. I am excited to go over the plan for tomorrow because I'll tell you, the month of August has just been incredible here so far. Before we jump into our nightly newsletter here for Wednesday, August 12th, I do want to remind you of a couple things here. Make sure you're watching this video on our trading blog here at sidewaysmarkets.com. If you're watching the video on our YouTube page right now, check the description of the YouTube in the YouTube video, and there'll be a link that will take you right over here to this blog page. There are a few different reasons why you should be watching this video on our trading blog. First of all, you can download all the charts that you're going to see in tonight's video. You can download all the charts. They're right below the video here on the trading blog. Just follow that link that says click here to download today's charts. Also, if you're not a member of schooloftrade.com, remember, I teach all of this to all of our students here at School of Trade. I would love to give you a free pass. Come out and test drive our live trade room as a guest. Also, we've got the best free trial membership in the business. Left-hand side, right-hand side, you can see plenty of opportunities there. Grab your free pass in the upper left-hand corner. Upper right-hand corner, grab your free trial membership, right? They are two different things. And then last but not least here, we have a nightly newsletter mailing list so that you never have to worry about missing another newsletter ever again. All I need is your name and your email address, lower left-hand corner, right above my ugly mug, and I'll put you on that mailing list. Now, guys, just be aware, if you grab your free pass, if you register for the mailing list, or if you register for the free trial, just be aware, I'm going to send you a verification email, so definitely make sure you check your email inbox, find that verification email, and if you need any help along the way, I've always got someone standing by here 24/7, 365 to give you guys a hand, all right? So don't be bashful and reach out for help if you need it. Shall we get going here? Boy, oh boy, what a great day we had today. For a Wednesday, an August Wednesday, man, I'll tell you, continuing to see reaction to last Friday's non-farm payrolls, continuing to see reaction from the news out of China, and of course, whatever's happening out there in this crazy world, we're always relying on the chart, right? We're technical analysts here at School of Trade, so we're not really worried about the fundamentals. We're looking right at the chart here. Now, we didn't get the big move higher on crude today, but in my opinion, though, we get an even easier opportunity. Nice, easy trading range in a bearish market. We spent the day here today in our trade room clipping off selling opportunities at the highs of this range. Remember what our plan is right now. If you're trading crude right now, you got to stay to the short side, and every time that price goes up to resistance, we're going to sell it right back down. Let's take a look at this here. There's a couple key components right now on crude. Crude is bearish, trading inside a range now from 43.65 down to 42.90, right? Yeah, give or take a tick or two here and there, depending on how you draw the highs and the lows. The bottom line right now is we are still looking to sell short, and we're focused on bull traps as it goes higher. So as this price goes higher, I'm looking for buyer failure. I'm looking for reversal patterns. And definitely keeping an eye on this 44, 43 area. I tried to get as much on this chart as I possibly could without making it too tiny for you here, so you can kind of see where all this came from. But that 44, 43 area, that really has potential to be the best area to get short tomorrow because it's the range expansion. If we go in the opposite direction, we have a range expansion support level at 42.10, which makes for a fantastic longer-term target. Also, if you do want to be a buyer here, that would be where to be a buyer, right? Wait for those sellers to fail and look to buy into those sellers' stop losses, right? Buy into those buy stops once it fails to go lower below 42.10. So follow the bouncing ball here right now on crude. As we go up to the highs of the range, I'm looking for selling opportunities. What would be some selling opportunities at the highs of the range? Remember the three things we talked about last night: reversal pattern, buyer failures, or wait for it to turn around, and then sell those waves right back down in. Remember, we teach all of our students those 3 different ways: reversal patterns, continuation patterns, and failure patterns. You got to have those in your toolbox so you know when we're following this bearish trend, how are we going to get in at these resistance areas? We're not just guessing, right? We're not just blindly selling all of these red areas overhead, right? We're going to use an entry trigger, and that helps us manage our risk, manage our reward, and get a well-defined entry setup. So as price goes higher, selling range highs, selling resistance. Again, I really like this 44, 43 area, right? Give or take a few ticks here. It's not going to be perfect. We don't need to be perfect, but it just needs to get up there a little bit. Get to that 43. Maybe it pushes a little bit higher to 44.70. But the reality is, though, the higher we go here, the more lucrative this selling opportunity goes. Reversal patterns, buyer failure patterns, and of course, if you don't take the reversal or the buyer failure, just wait for it once it starts coming back down. Hardest thing right now for sellers is staying patient. It really is. The hardest part about being a seller right now on crude is staying patient. Now, there are some, I'll be them lower percentage, right? They're lower probability, but there are some buying opportunities with this trading range as well. Now, remember when it comes to a trading range, and if you've taken my free trial, you've already learned this, right? Range goes after the downtrend. We have a bearish bias to it. And so naturally now I want to be selling at that high, right? We call that what? We call that a bull trap. So that's what I'm talking about when I say look for traps, the highs. The problem we have now is that trying to buy this low, right? It's very clear we're bearish here. We've been bearish for quite a while. So there's no doubt about it. Trying to be a buyer at this low, you're going to have to really be patient. Here's what I would recommend you wait for if you want to be a buyer at that low. And I'll bet some of you can finish my sentence right now. Seller failure, right? Sellers should not be selling into the low of that range. If you're going to sell the low here, you're going to wait for it to break, pull back, retest, and stay below the low, right? What you want to do to be a buyer at that low right now is you want to wait patiently for the sellers, let it break out. Don't take the bait though. Let it break out and let some uneducated sellers try to sell into the low. That's the key, right? Because the low becomes support. And then you know what the next step is, right? Buy right into the old stopolas of those sellers, right? They're going to use buy stops to force themselves out of that trade to protect their capital, okay? That's going to be the best option if you're going to be a buyer right now. The only other option is going to be if it goes down to that range expansion, and then it will literally be the same thing. Wait for sellers to try again. And this is really the safest way to be a buyer right now, is to look for these oversold areas to be a bull, and then wait for the sellers to fail. So I've got my eyes on 44.72, you know, kind of that swing below that range, right? You want to see it try to break out, fail to break out, and then try one more time before it goes higher, right? So tries to break out, fails to break out, can't quite stay lower, and that's your buy. The next step is going to be we go all the way down to that 42.10. If I had to guess right now, that would be where I'd be really looking for a great buying opportunity. Look how support we have going on here. A, B, C, D, right? There's a measured move support. A, B, C, D, another measured move support. So this is just a tasty area of support here. We got range expansion. We got a dually, right, measured move support area there. 42.25. 42.10, 41.99. Heck, we'll throw in the big round number at 42. I can't believe we're talking about $40 a barrel right now. I can't believe we're talking about it again. And we're right back where we were last year. It's incredible. It's incredible. So be aware, bearish trend. Your best options right now are to be a seller up at those highs. You got the plan, though, if you want to buy those lows, right? Wait for seller failure and buy into those stop losses. Guys and gals, don't forget, you do not need to do this alone. We trade this market every day in our live trader in real time. Come out and join me, and we'll execute the plan together. How about we keep going here? How about some euro? Woo! Boy, this euro is sure moving here right now. Now, this is what happens, right, when the People's Bank of China knocked it down 1.9%. What was it, on Monday night? Tuesday night with another 1.6%. So this is really shaking up currencies. And if you recall from last night's newsletter, that's exactly what I told you guys last night. I said, don't be surprised if gold and the euro, remember, go back, watch last night's newsletter. My exact words were, you're probably going to see some increased volatility here on anything affected by the U.S. dollar. Remember, the U.S. dollar, the reserve currency, the dollar index is a basket of currencies. 60% of the dollar index is the euro. No surprise, when the dollar goes lower, right, euro goes higher. Same thing on the gold. So that's why this market's gone higher here. I really don't care why. Do you really care why? I really don't care why. Maybe it impresses some people at happy hour this afternoon, right? But it's not going to make more money. I don't make any money by understanding why. Okay? If I understand why, it's already happened already. I can't make money off that unless I fire up the DeLorean and grab Marty, right? So I got to look at this now as nothing's changed. This is what I'm talking about when I said last night, don't start drinking the bull Kool-Aid yet. Don't start drinking the bull Kool-Aid yet. Okay, Joe, so at what point does this become bullish? I'm glad you asked. At what point does this become bullish? Well, here we go. And you're going to see the same thing on gold as well, right? So pretty much the same thing on gold. Here we go. We got our bearish trend, right? We're bearish. Now, bam! Ready? 1, 2, 3, news out of China. 1, 2, 3, non-farm payrolls, FOMC. It doesn't matter what the cause is. We jump up. Anybody can put on the big boy pants and put together a one-day run. Come on, right? You probably heard me say this before a few times. So when do we call this bullish? After it holds the pullback. After it holds the pullback, right? You get your moving average coming down after it holds the pullback. Bulls, I will start taking you seriously when you can hold above a key moving average, a key level of support. Maybe it's over here, right? But stay up. I'm not impressed by one day of pushing higher here. And can you imagine what my plan's going to be? Fade it. Fade those bulls, right? Fade that breakout. It's the same plan we had last night. So now as we go higher, remember what I said last night in the newsletter? The higher it goes, same thing applies to gold, the higher it goes, the more lucrative the opportunity becomes. I love it when I see stuff like this. You can see it, right? If you go back in time a little bit further here, you can start seeing that big channel, right? So big channel coming down. Okay, so don't forget, we must give the benefit of the doubt to this bearish channel. So bear channel coming down, that's the most important one. Don't get amnesia. Don't forget about that. Now, what's very interesting about this bear channel, and I can only do so much on these newsletter videos for you guys. I got to keep something for our students. But you know, it's very interesting to see undershoot. Members, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Makes a lot of sense to think where we are right now, isn't it? If you're a member of mine, you should know exactly what I'm insinuating right now. Boy, that's a big word, insinuating. Sorry about that. But bottom line is that undershoot definitely explains the distance above the channel, right, that we went. I'll teach you guys all this stuff as a student here. It's covered in our intermediate course here at schooloftrade.com. Channel overshoots, channel undershoots. Now, second channel. This is what we call the faux channel, right? This is the channel that everyone buys into. Well, not buying into, but, you know, starts to believe is the true channel. This little pink channel here, right, kind of more shorter term channel, that's the channel now that everyone's going to start assuming is in play. But how do we know? When is it bullish? After it holds a pullback. After it holds a pullback, then I'll start giving credit where credit's due. As of right now, though, this is just getting those sellers in a much better position to get to selling. So we know that we have a long-term bear trend up at the highs of the range. And look, even on top of that, we're at the highs of this new bull channel too. So even if you were a bull right now, you're loony bin trying to buy up here anyways, right? Even if you are a bull, Even if you're shaking your head going, Joe, I knew you were crazy, man, but now I know you're crazy. Crazy. You got to be a bull? Well, if you want to be a bull, you're not going to buy the highs anyways, right? So right now, bulls, you really got a difficult job. I would stay the heck away from this market as a bull right now, right? If it goes higher, so be it. But the probabilities of getting a winning trade out of a buy right now are much lower. You're much better off right now. Follow the long-term trend and look for buyer failures at all of these support levels below. Look at all the green lines we have. These are areas where, including this midline, these are areas where you're going to see the buyers take the bait, and when they fail, I'll be sitting right there to sell right into those stop losses. So, what's the name of the game here? The name of the game right now is we're waiting for buyers to try and fail so we can sell these highs. Or you got to wait for a reversal pattern, but the reversal pattern is going to have to break this channel down first. We're going to have to see it break and fail. So the reversal pattern is going to be a little bit later than the buyer failure, but again, same idea, right? There are three ways to get short right now. What were they? Buyer failure. Pull back to support, buyer failure. Back to support, buyer failure. Back to support, buyer failure. Target, price wedge. Price wedge. Okay, right lining up. Perfect spot right there. Right about 1050 area. That's where you're going to get the best target on this as far as the short-term target. Long-term target will be all the way back down, double zeros, channel lows, and then all the way back down eventually. So, what if you're looking for the reversal, right? So one option, buyer failure. Second option, reversal pattern. You got to worry about this trend line to grab your reversal pattern. That's going to have to wait a little bit. If you don't get the reversal or you don't get the failure, what do? Sell those rips. Sell those rips. Wave pattern short on the way down. We're all the way up near the highs of the range. We've got measured move resistance. And you can see we kind of overshot the measured move. You know, again, I won't be that surprised if it keeps pushing higher. You know, we just had some major news come out of China. So you're going to see a little bit of this blow off up top here. Just enough to get those bulls thinking we're going to keep going higher here. And the wise traders will be waiting for price to stall out at support and fail to look for selling opportunities and then keep using those support levels as targets. Again, you got to keep an eye on this area right here. And really what it's all about is it's the high of that bear channel. That's likely to be where, if we are going to hold, that's likely to be where it's going to be. So look for short-term opportunities to the sell side. If you're a buyer right now, stay patient. Stay patient. Or, you know, do whatever you want, but you're trading lower probability if you're buying here at these highs. Let's keep going. Remember, guys, we can't predict tomorrow. All we can do is know where the highest probability trades are going to be. How about some gold? Same plan on gold. I wanted to put these charts back to back today because I wanted you to see they're ultimately the same thing, right? They're ultimately the same thing here. Another long-term bear channel here on gold, right? And another undershoot, right? Another undershoot. Again, if you're a client of mine, student of ours in our trade every day, now you can start to make sense of why we're up here so high. Yeah, it makes sense when you look at it that way, doesn't it? Okay, so now that we have the undershoot, that explains a little bit more about the push higher. Again, this is all fueled by speculation after news out of China, non-farms last Friday. We know they're not going to be raising rates anytime soon, right? So that's going to obviously also throw more fuel on the gold fire as well. Gold is bearish, trading all the way up to the highs of the range, as well as a short-term bull channel. Again, I mean, you literally could confuse this with the euro right now. You really could. It's almost identical to what the euro's up to. And again, we're looking for the same plan. Target's going to be back down at these channel highs, right? Target's going to be back down here. We may not get it tomorrow all the way back down. Okay, this is gold. It does look like it's got one more leg up here under its belt before it comes down. It's got a measured move up here at 1126.8. As the price goes higher, it becomes even more of a lucrative opportunity here to be a seller. This thing is in the nosebleed seats right now, way above the channel high on both bull and bear channel. It's pushing all the way into this range. We got tons of range swings over here. So again, if you're a buyer, If you're a buyer and you buy these highs right now, they're going to lock you up in one of those comfortably padded cells, right? So you don't do any more damage. You got to be careful being a buyer up here, all right? Don't go all loony bin on me trying to buy these highs. Think about probabilities. Remember, human beings think in what ifs. Traders think in probabilities. The probability of being a winner buying the highs is much lower than selling these highs. Where are we going to sell the highs at? 3 ways to do it. Reversal pattern, buyer failure, or wait for the turn and then sell those rips. I'm looking for the highest percentage trades are going to be waiting for buyers to try at support and sell into their stop losses on the way back down. And again, use the top of that channel right around that area right there. That's where I start taking these bulls seriously if they can hold the pullback. All right, guys, you get the plan there for gold. Again, don't do this alone out there. Don't do this alone. Come out and join me tomorrow. And then, we just can't simply get our finger on this S&P, can we? I told you this is my favorite market, or my favorite market structure, right? Price wedge. How do you not love this environment right now, right? Every time it goes up, sell it back down. Every time it goes down, buy it back up. Am I missing something? Is there any reason to overcomplicate this right now? Hell no, right? I'll wipe my tears with $100 bills right now. This market's been great to us in the month of July and August. Just completely range bound, right? Completely range bound. And we're going to keep doing the same thing we've done for the past 2 weeks. Buy those lows, sell those highs, and remember what Mama said, right? You haven't forgotten what Mama said, right? Don't fiddle with the middle. Don't fiddle with the middle, right? Stay away from the middle of this range. Just exactly what the doctor ordered. We pushed all the way into the lows today. And it was amazing because it was exactly what you would expect. It was stingy, right? This morning you came in at 9:30 and it felt like, boy, this thing's going to keep going lower. Then all of a sudden, bam, right? Takes off to the upside. Remember what I told you. These financial markets are built to take your money. That's why it's so important that you get with a coach, that you get with somebody who's been doing this for longer than a few weeks. You know what I'm talking about, right? So find somebody who knows what they're doing, follow along with them. They'll keep you out of trouble, right? They'll keep you out of trouble. Don't sell those lows. Just don't buy the highs, right? Buy the lows, sell the highs. So as we go higher here, the plan hasn't changed, guys. The plan hasn't changed. The higher it goes, the more lucrative the trade becomes. What am I looking for? There are 3 opportunities to sell these highs. What would they be? 1, buyer failure. See ya, sucker, right? 2, reversal pattern. You know what I'm talking about. Teach you guys that stuff in the intermediate course. And then the advanced course at School of Trade puts together all the tools in the form of our strategies. Right? That's why we're the fastest growing trading education community on the web, guys. We've been doing this longer than anybody else out here. Take the free trial. You'll see what I'm talking about. So as we go higher, I've got resistance areas overhead. I don't care how high this goes. I'm going to wait for those buyers to fail, and I'm going to sell this high. Same thing down here, right? Just when you started thinking, boy, maybe these sellers are really in control. No. If you look closely, seller failure, and bingo, right back up. So sell those highs with buyer failure, reversal patterns, or if you want to be uber conservative, wait for the price to reverse and then sell those rips on the way down. Guys, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The one thing I want to remind you for tomorrow, though, is be very, very careful if we sit right in the middle. This is not where you want to be spending your lunch money. Or as I always say, you don't want to spend all the bullets taking swings of the low percentage trades. Okay, save them. At the end of the day, you want to be the one with the money in your pocket, not your broker and not some other some other wiser trader who knows to stay away from this area. Okay, so wait for price to go up, buyer failure, reversal pattern short, or sell those rips as it comes back down off the highs. Again, we'll be trading this tomorrow live in real time in our chat room here at School of Trade. I hope to see you guys out there. Now, wrapping up here, another fantastic newsletter. Boy, I hope this continues the rest of the month of August. I'll take this all the way through the end of December. All good to me. Don't forget, though, before I let you guys go, don't forget, now is the time to learn this stuff. Once we get to Labor Day, you're going to make more money with me after Labor Day going into September, October, November, December, January, and February. You're going to make twice as much profit during those months of the year. You do not want to start the learning process in September. I'm telling you right now. Start it now. Get your education you need. Learn the strategies. Learn to use the software with me. Guys, we help new traders launch a career in the financial markets every day of the week here at School of Trade. Like I said earlier, we've been doing it longer than anybody else. Grab a copy of your free trial. I'm going to teach you more in 1 week in the trial than you learn everywhere else in the internet. Beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels of membership. And as always, I've got you standing by to help you guys out if you have any questions along the way. Boy, oh boy, this is pretty darn good. Summertime trading, I'll take it. Hope you guys had a great Wednesday. We get another session tomorrow, though. 8 a.m. tomorrow, opening up the trade room. 8 p.m. tomorrow for our nightly newsletter. Hope you guys have a great day today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Now get out of here. Rest up. Refocus. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. My name is Joseph. Be well out there. Be nice to each other. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.